Here's what all of Rick's new cybernetic enhancements mean for Rick and Morty. Now we're halfway through season 3 of Rick and Morty, and we didn't fully realize until now that Rick's science experiments aren't limited to changing the fabric of time and space. He's also made some pretty major changes to his own body, and no, we're not even talking about the complete cellular change that he went through to become Pickle Rick!
I'm Pickle Rick!
You'd think that'd get old, but it doesn't. But exactly how much of Rick has been replaced with cybernetic parts, and for what purposes? Well, we do get a hint of this in last week's Vindicators episode when we find out that his epidermis is laced with a nanofiber defense mesh that activates to protect him. But we got full confirmation this week during the whirly-durly conspiracy when Rick goes through an alien TSA checkpoint, and we can see from the resulting body scan that there's a lot more to Rick's cybernetics than we even thought. So let's start from the top. Rick has a brain implant and a left eye replacement or upgrade. Now, in the Vindicators episode, Rick makes a big production of preparing eye drops before he starts on his adventure with the super team, squeezing some type of biochemical solve into each eye and then saying, "Hey, I can't help it if I can't see." So we think his natural eyes are still in place, and that the left eye detail we're seeing in the scanner is not a full-on replacement. It's most likely the lens we see Rick activate in tandem with his arm gun in episode 5, and it's possible we'll get to see even more of what that eye can do later on this season. But notice that of these cybernetic enhancements picked up by the scanner, the brain and eye implants are not marked with text on the alien Homeland Security computer screen. This could be because the brain and eye modifications are not Class C or above. Perhaps they're just standard enhancements intergalactic citizens make to their bodies to improve simple functions. So they would show up on a scanner, but not be a cause for major alarm. But let's get back to those Class C enhancements. Now, Rick's heart looks like a mini engine with the yellow section possibly highlighting some kind of chamber or high-powered reactive material. Who knows what complicated heart setup Rick's got going on, but whatever the details, Rick's heart lit up those alien security dude's sensors as a maximum threat. Would we be reading into it too much to see this as a tongue-in-cheek reference to Rick's constant need to hide his feelings behind his tough mad scientist exterior? Probably yes.
Okay, getting darker.
And here's another major enhancement. All of Rick's arms and leg bones have been replaced. Now this could be how he is able to attach specialized weaponry like his arm gun to his frame. Now the bone replacements could be a strong metal infrastructure that can securely hold any other detachables that Rick wants to add. And notice how nothing at all shows up on the scanner for his liver, so that is still au naturel. Funny that Rick wouldn't bother installing some type of mechanical detoxification system to lighten the load, but then he does have the hardest working liver in the galaxy, so we guess it does the job just fine on its own. For now, at least. So when did Rick make all of these cybernetic enhancements? Well, it's possible he inherited them in episode 1 of this season. Remember how he mind-swapped a bunch of times to break himself out of galactic prison. That means Rick's current body is not his original one from dimension C-137. In fact, he made sure to swap into a Rick with higher clearance and ended up in the body of a high-ranking council member within the Citadel of Ricks. But whether these cybernetic augmentations came from a body swap or if Rick made them himself sometime between the last few episodes, some fans are worried having this type of power might make it too easy for him to get out of intergalactic scrapes. What could possibly be a big enough threat to a Rick who can always pull a Deus Ex Machina type save with his bodily enhancements? But we have heard previously from Harmon and Roiland that this season was delayed partly because they were trying to make it all work. So we're thinking they took that time to find ways not to let Cyber Rick's abilities be a constant get-out-of-jail-free card. But what do you folks think? Is Rick more machine now than man, twisted and evil? And is Noob Noob Mr. Poopy Butthole in disguise?
God damn! Thanks, Noob Noob.
Let's discuss. And if you haven't gotten enough of the other big show we're all talking about right now, you know, Game of Thrones, be sure to check out our live after show, All Kings Considered. We break down the latest episode, dissect the theories, and predict what's next for the Seven Kingdoms. You can catch it live every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific on YouTube or ProjectAlpha.com.